So here we are at Fort Myers Beach again, and what we wanted to show you is how impressive it has been to see what Fort Myers Beach as a city has done, and also different companies like Margaritaville. So the traffic's backed up here because these guys are cleaning up the street. So if you're down by Margaritaville, down by the beginning of the island, you see the streets and you're looking at them and you're going, holy cow. It's like before Hurricane Helene hit. I mean, it's all clean, as clean as they normally are. So this is Margaritaville. That last picture was them flooded from water that came from Helene. Now they pumped it out. That's all sand. Now, because they didn't want to damage the infrastructure here, they used machines in a very limited fashion. They literally had, that's Margaritaville today. They literally had 50 people out there. They were running nonstop all day long. I don't know if they ran at night or not. They probably should have because it would have been cooler. But that is Margaritaville today. So they really got on it. It's amazing. So that's only 5 days ago or 6 days ago at this point. So what an amazing feat. They were able to get that all cleaned up, didn't damage their infrastructure, and they're back open. So right here on the beach, you see all the people out here. Well, that's on sand that was on Estero Boulevard. You see that seawall? That seawall was exposed from the hurricane. If you see right here, I don't know if they built stairs to get down from that parking lot. Looks like they might have repaired them. Yep, they did. So cool. So there was piles everywhere. All those piles are gone. All that's been spread out all over the beach. So each one of these beach accesses had, anywhere from a foot to 2 foot of sand on it. And there were sand dunes that were pushed out into, right here you're seeing this, you see where the pavement ends. There were sand dunes out onto Estero Boulevard, and all this crazy amount of sand was all over our island. A lot of it's been washed all the way across the whole island. A lot of it, as we've come to figure out, is a lot of it got pushed onto the island. A lot of it got pulled back. The depth of the sand and where you're walking and stuff is the depth is significantly more. And the middle tides, there's more beach. So now the elevation in the middle, there's kind of like there's gullies and there's almost estuaries being made. Each one of these beach accesses, you see they got those concrete cans put back up, put the lids back on them. This right here, this is the strand view. And all those pipes there you see right there, that is the beach renourishment pipes. They'll put them pipes together and they'll go 1.5 miles offshore. All that whole seawall there, that's all been exposed. We are working there putting our silt fence back up so we can get our permit finalized. This is the Lani Kai. It's not open yet. I'm praying that they have not got some sort of a significant issue that's going to prevent them from opening up. If you notice that tower there that's white, that's all been stripped off. That was painted. And I'm wondering if they're doing something structural on that. I'm not sure. They should have been open by now. There's something going on. So if you notice, there's kind of like some washouts in front of the Lani Kai here. We didn't have that before. Now there's more beach down from here. This is not a place where there's more beach. There's less beach here. A lot of this is washed out. Now, the shifting sands, if you've been around a beach for any length of time, if you haven't been, let me tell you what happens. It's constantly changing, going back and forth, back and forth. So that's our van. That's one of my guys. That's them putting the silt fence back up that Hurricane Helene took down. This street would have been covered. A lot of, you see me in my Jeep, and Hudson was with me for some of this, where we were going up and over these sand moguls, these sand dunes, more or less. There were, some of them were a foot high, some of them were 2 foot high, some of them were 3 foot high. It was a lot of sand, and it basically covered the whole Estero Boulevard. So not only are they out there doing that, they've had the pump trucks out and they've cleaned out the mouths of the sewer system so that the water flows out when we get rain. We're supposed to get a crazy amount of rain today. They're saying 10 inches. 10 inches of rain means we're working on, I had 4 of them flood over in Bonita. We got 3 of them back up and running. The 4th one is right on the Imperial River, and it probably is gonna flood again if we actually get that amount of rain. So if you notice here, they got most of the sand. They're doing this systematically. Right now, they're going all the way down Estero Boulevard. They've got bobcats running. They've got dump trucks, and they've got these sweepers going. So this is what I'm talking about right here. The beach is further out. It's further out. The elevation of the beach at this, on the side where the water is elevated about maybe a foot or two. And what it's doing is it's holding the water back. Look at how murky that water is. And it's, I don't know why. Look to the far left. It's nice and clean. But anyway, it's kind of nasty looking. It's a greenish brown look. A lot of looks kind of like when they open up the Caloosahatchee, the Okeechobee, and run that dirty water down the Caloosahatchee. We end up having this all over the place. So we're back at it. We're back in business. All the businesses are open. People are rocking and rolling. People are down here. It's like it never happened. It's so cool. I love living on this island. There's a lot of washouts here, if you notice, and that is a washout, but that elevation of that sand is pretty high. So this is us just giving you an update, showing you what we have seen. This is where the Junkanoo used to be, the Fresh Catch used to be. The next lot over, far up on your right-hand part of your screen, is where the Red Coconut was. And right in here, you see now this has always been fairly wide, but it's not been this wide. Look at all the birds. There's birds everywhere. It's beautiful. I love it. So this is us getting really low, and I'm showing you what I was talking about. So there was a mess, a really big mess on the beach, and it had a lot of garbage in it, a lot of litter in it. So this is us taking the drone and getting really close and just kind of showing you how wide the beach is. The beach is definitely wider, or I'm losing my mind, one of the two. So they cleaned up, they brought a contractor in, and what he did is they took these beach rakes and they raked up a bunch of that seaweed, and it was a seaweed and a mixture of litter, and they piled it all up down there on Newton Park again, and then it looks like they've already hauled it away. So this is us just cruising down the beach, showing you what we've come to see and to understand. So very cool that we're able to, as a community, we're able to get back to it, get things cleaned up, and move on. So this has all been cleaned up. It looks like we're coming up on this part, and maybe this hasn't been cleaned up, or they didn't contract to clean all this up as well. But this is what it looked like after Hurricane Helene, when the waters pulled back. Actually, it was a lot worse than this here. So they've cleaned, it looks like several miles of that up. So this kind of looks like a natural beach to me, more of a natural beach. It's not so clean. This is right where that Baptist church was, on Estero Boulevard. We're heading towards the Publix. That house there, that is gigantic. He must have bought 2 lots and put it on 2 lots. We actually tore a couple buildings down for that guy. I never actually met him, but he called me on the phone, and we tore him down right after the hurricane. Hurricane Ian, that is. And this is us just heading down. He's only maybe a foot or 2 foot, or maybe 4 foot, 5 foot off the beach with the drone. he's going to go by this guy. I wonder if this guy's even going to notice, or this other guy's going to notice. Now, that was a brand new house. It got beat up pretty good by Hurricane Ian. It knocked out its blowout walls. And this is all these houses right here. These were all frame houses, or houses that were not built to the current code. And Hurricane Ian just beat them to death. You know, it had 10 to 15 foot waves coming in and just beat the snot out of the houses. When you get down here, the Strandview was a 7-story building. We tore it down for the owners, and that hurricane beat that building so bad it tore concrete stuff apart. Tore the concrete apart in the floors, and it pushed on the building enough that it made the building start to fail. That's not really why they tore the building down. The building, because the roof, the pool, the parking lot, the elevator, the fire suppression system, all of that. So here's what I'm talking about. This is how Hurricane Helene pushed or drug a bunch of sand back. And these are, I don't want to call them estuaries because they're not going to be here for very long. Right there to your left is where the Strandview was. You couldn't sit on that wall before this hurricane. That wall right there was not exposed. All of that sand is gone and ended up on Estero Boulevard. So this, again, we're only a couple feet off the ground with the drone here, and just doing this for effect so you can see what I'm seeing when I'm riding my bike down the beach. I'm riding my bike down the beach going, this looks different. This looks different. And then as I was out there longer and longer and gone down further and further, and I was watching the tide charts, I'm like, you know what? The missing sand, a lot of it's still here. It's just been pulled back. And a lot of this sand in the middle is missing and ended up on Estero Boulevard or has been pulled back. So normally there's not this little gully back here in the middle of the beach. And normally you couldn't see these walls that you're seeing to your left here. Those walls were covered up all the way up to the top. So that storm unearthed those walls, drug some of the sand back, and has reshaped the whole island. So this is Remove It Pro's Demolition bringing this to you. If you need if you need your pool shoveled out, if you need your garages cleaned out, if you said on it, I'm done with this, I'm going to tear this house down, it's flooded for the 3rd time. I mean, we've had 4 times in 2 years where we have had flooding events on our island, and it's very unusual. It's not normal. So hopefully it's not the new norm. Pray that it's not the new norm. So again, here's more of the washout. Look at this. This is not normal. See those rocks on the left-hand side? That's not normal. That's not the normal beach that we've had for the last 15 years. So between Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Ian, Hurricane Debbie, Hurricane Adalia, it's definitely reshaped the island on the beaches. A lot of the volume of sand is been moved around. Some of it looks like it's missing. You know, it got maybe pushed all the way over to the bay. But it's 239-333-7678 if you're local and you need some help. And we'll see you on the next video. And thanks for watching. And please subscribe. We enjoy bringing this content to you. Most of our content is centered around demolition. That's it. We'll see you on the next video.